Integrity assessment is required to track all the possible failure modes of software and hardware systems. Managing the integrity of a data collection requires continual verification. You cannot trust hardware systems, which have controller problems with both disk and tape. Media, you have disk crashes and tape breaks. Software systems, you have load-dependent problems. Vendors, you have maintenance problems. Operators, you have procedural errors. Management, you have policy changes. The best you can do is verify that at a specific point in time, the integrity is good. The San Diego Supercomputer Center managed data collections for 22 years. The problems they encountered included operator error, an old procedure that overwrote files on tape was used, vendor maintenance error, a vendor left bad microcode in a tape drive, this corrupted data written to that tape system, hardware failures, under load a disk controller dropped data from a buffer, media failure, disk head crashes occurred either immediately or after 5 years of use, tapes were smashed by tape robots, and tapes degraded after 7 years. Institutional policy change. SDSC changed data management policies and eliminated a 50 petabyte tape robot. One user of the center verified his collection every month to ensure that no data were lost. He stored 30 terabytes with 3 replicas for a total size of 120 terabytes. He reread all 120 terabytes each month to verify integrity. Even with tape drives that read data at 100 megabytes per second, the verification took 14 days using a single tape drive. Verification is a lengthy process. To minimize risk of data loss across all of the identified loss mechanisms, a repository should replicate each file preferably to a heterogeneous system to avoid vendor-dependent problems, to a distributed location to avoid catastrophes such as fire, flood, or earthquake, and to a separate data grid that is independently administered to avoid operator errors. Verification of the integrity of a replica requires the management of checksums for each file that are stored independently of the storage location. A rule must periodically verify that each file has not been corrupted. The rate of checking should be increased when files are at more risk. Storage systems typically have failures either earlier in their life, infant mortality, or after long use. Take 7 minutes and complete exercise 102. How often should you verify checksums on your collection? Should you do the verification or should the data grid administrator do the verification for you? Please load a paragraph describing your result into the lifetime library in the sub-collection class INLS 624 by the end of today's class.